Investigative Reports. Carver County Sheriff's Office Report Tracking Form. Investigative Reports Follow-up December 19, 2017. City Attorney Mark Metz. U.S. Attorney Joe Thompson. Sandy Meyer. From Sandy Meyer. Sent, Thursday, January 18, 2018, 1:06 p.m. To Jason Camarade. CC, Leslie Michelle. Subject, Prince Nelson Death Investigations. This email is to confirm that the following information has been provided to Mark Metz, Carver County Attorney in hard copy format. On October 17, 2017. Cover page. Initial report. Follow-up reports. Investigative reports. On January 18, 2018. Final investigative report from 875 CW. I advised Mark if there was anything else he needs to contact me and I will assist him. Sandy Meyer. Records Supervisor. Carver County Sheriff's Office. Phone 952-361-1264. Records Supervisor. October 17, 2017. To Mark Metz. From Sandy Meyer. Re. Prince Nelson Death Investigation. Detective Chris Wagner requested I provide you with the investigative reports involving the Prince Nelson Death Investigation. I have attached all the investigative reports and a cover page for this incident. If you need any other reports or documents from this incident, please let me know and I will supply hard copies of everything you need. Prince Nelson Death Investigation. Please find attached the final follow-up report from investigator Chris Wagner in connection with the Prince death investigation. In October 2016 I supplied you with the cover page, initial incident report, follow-up reports, and investigative reports our office has on this case. If there is anything else you need from our office, please contact me and I will supply hard copies of anything you need. Page 1. Press Release. Date, April 21, 2016. Time, 1 p.m. Carver County Sheriff's Office. Sheriff, Jim Olson. Classification, Death Investigation. Telephone, 952-361-1212. Carver County Sheriff Jim Olson reports that on April 21, 2016, at about 9:43 a.m., deputies responded to a medical call at Paisley Park Studios in Chanhassen. When deputies and medical personnel arrived, they found an unresponsive adult male in the elevator. First responders attempted to provide life-saving CPR, but were unable to revive the victim. He was pronounced deceased at 10:07 a.m. He has been identified as Prince Rogers Nelson, 57, of Chanhassen. The Carver County Sheriff's Office, with the assistance of the Hennepin County Sheriff's Office and the Midwest Medical Examiner's Office, are continuing to investigate the circumstances surrounding his death. If you need assistance from police, fire, or medical personnel, call 911. Anyone with information related to this incident or any crime is asked to contact the Carver County Sheriff's Office at 952-361-1231 or use the tip line 952-361-1224. Our tip form is at http://www.co.mn.us/department/county-sheriff/crime-prevention/crime-tips. Carver County Sheriff's Office. Detective Disposition Form. Date, February 6, 2018. The case is referred to another agency/jurisdiction, for investigation. Comments: this case is closed. The cause of death was fentanyl toxicity and the manner of death was determined an accident. Detective, Chris Wagner, number 875. Carver County Sheriff's Office. 606 East 4th Street. Chaska, Minnesota 55318. Phone 952-361-1212. May 2, 2016. Call for service. Carver County Sheriff's Medical. Priority 1. Immediate. Paisley Park Studios. Chanhassen. 7801 Audubon Road. Report April 21, 2016, 9:43. Final disposition/activities. Carver County Sheriff's Office. Incident Report Public. Incident Location. 7801 Audubon Road. Chanhassen, Minnesota 55317. Activity, Medical. Offenses, Death unknown cause. Persons involved, Nelson, Prince Rogers 57. Carver County Sheriff's Office Incident Narrative. Incident Description, Medical. Date incident occurred April 21, 2016. Synopsis. Found non-responsive adult male in the elevator. They tried to provide life-saving CPR but were unable to revive the victim. He was pronounced deceased at 10:07 hours. He has been identified as Prince Rogers Nelson, 57 of Chanhassen. End of report. Jason Kamarud, Chief Deputy. Badge number 802. Carver County Sheriff's Office. 606 East 4th Street. Chaska, Minnesota 55318. Phone 952-361-1212. Incident Report. Subjects involved. Name info. Kornfeld, Andrew Battison. Type, Reporting Party. Age, 26. Name info. Johnson, Kirk Anthony. Type, Other. Age, 51. Name info. Bekur, Maron Nim. Type, Other. Age, 25. Name info. Phillips, Maurice Lawrence. Type, Other. Age, 52. Name info. Nelson, Taika Even. Type, Other. Age, 55. Name info. Nelson, President Leonard Lale. Type, Other. Age, 34. Name info. Hayes, Charlene Yvonne. Type, Other. Age, 65. Name info. DeConcini, Gina Beth. Type, Other. Age, 47. Name info. Schulenberg, Michael Todd. Type, Other. Age, 46. Name info. Welton, Hannah Jean. Type, Other. Age, 25. Name info. Welton, Joshua Aaron Michael. Type, Other. Age, 26. Name info. Baker, Omer Julius. Type, Other. Age, 45. Name info. Johnson Moore, Karen Elizabeth. Type, Other info. Age, 57. Name info. Frappier, Diane Tamara. Type, Other. Age, 44. Name info. Baker, Virginia. Type, Other. Name info. Hansen, Gary. Type, Other. Hicks, Valerie Cheryl. Type, Other. Age, 40. Name info, Nelson, Prince Rogers. Type, Deceased. Age, 57. Property. Evidence number 1. CD containing statement from Bekur and Kornfeld. Evidence number 2. CD containing statement from Kirk Johnson. Carver County Sheriff's Office. 606 East 4th Street. Chaska, Minnesota 55318. 952-361-1212. Biological evidence, blood stain preparation. Belonging to P.R. Nelson. Released by Midwest Medical Examiner, Item 11. Equipment, evidence bag seal. From Midwest Medical Examiner, Item 14. Clothing, evidence black hat. Recovered from P.R. Nelson. Released by Midwest Medical Examiner, Item 15. Clothing, evidence pair of black socks. Belonging to P.R. Nelson. Released by Midwest Medical Examiner, Item 16. Clothing, evidence black pants. Belonging to P.R. Nelson. Released by Midwest Medical Examiner, Item 17. Clothing, evidence black underwear. Belonging to P.R. Nelson. Released by Midwest Medical Examiner, Item 18. Clothing, evidence black long sleeve shirt. Belonging to P.R. Nelson. Released by Midwest Medical Examiner, Item 19. Clothing, evidence gray t-shirt. Belonging to P.R. Nelson. Released by Midwest Medical Examiner, Item 20. Miscellaneous, all other, evidence. Green backpack. Seized from Andrew Kornfeld. Drugs, evidence 3 prescription bottles. Belonging to P.R. Nelson. Recovered by Midwest Medical Examiner, Item 21. Office equipment, evidence thumb drive. From Americana Bank Chanhassen of surveillance camera pointing towards the back of Country Inn & Suites. BCA kits/blood/DNA. Evidence April 21, 2016. Swabbing of Prince Nelson's left hand. BCA kits/blood/DNA. Evidence April 21, 2016. Swabbing of Prince Nelson's neck. BCA kits/blood/DNA. Evidence April 21, 2016. Swabbing from Prince Nelson's right hand. Drugs, evidence CVS prescription. Bottle for ondansetron Hel 8 mg. Belonging to Kirk Johnson. 10 white round pills OFA 349 1 pill. Orange with number 8 stamp. Carver County Sheriff's Office. 606 East 4th Street. Chaska, Minnesota 55318. Phone 952-361-1212. Incident report. Drugs, evidence Bayer bottle with 64.5 white oblong pills. With Watson 853 stamp. Located on nightstand right side bedroom, green room. Drugs, evidence CVS pharmacy. Pill bottle in Kirk Johnson's name. Said vitamin D2, inside 7 green capsules with 194 implant. 8 orange oval pills. Located in, mirror room. In suitcase joining green room 2nd floor. Drugs, evidence April 21, 2016 Aleve bottle. With 20.5 white pill oval with 20 Watson 853 stamped on them. Found on nightstand near bed in the green room, 2nd floor. Drugs, evidence. Found on 2nd floor dressing room east side. 15 Watson 853 stamped white capsules found. In white tissue paper in jewelry box. Incident narrative. Incident description. Death investigation. Date incident occurred. April 21, 2016. Date this report written. April 21, 2016. Synopsis. An adult male was found unconscious and not breathing inside of his residence. Life-saving measures were attempted and the male was pronounced dead at the scene. Details. 1 On April 21, 2016 at 0945 hours, deputies were dispatched to a medical call at 7801 Audubon Road, Paisley Park. Dispatch advised a male was on the ground and was not breathing. 2 Deputy Horvath and I arrived on scene at 0948 hours along with Chanhassen fire personnel and Ridgeview paramedics. Emergency responders were met at the front door of the residence and escorted to where the male was located. The male was identified as Prince Rogers Nelson. Nelson was located inside of the elevator that was located down the main entrance hallway on the right side. Chanhassen Fire Chief Johnson removed Nelson out of the elevator. 3 Nelson was lying on the floor on his back with his feet near the door for the elevator. I could tell Nelson was unresponsive and not responding to any stimulation. I noticed that Nelson's right arm appeared to be stiff, as it remained in the same position as he was moved on the floor. 4. Chief Johnson checked for a pulse and stated that he could not feel a pulse. Chief Johnson stated due to Nelson being warm to the touch that CPR was going to be started. Chief Johnson began chest compressions and I was handed the automated external defibrillator AED by Deputy Horvath. As I was removing the pads and activating the AED, Ridgeview paramedics entered. Ridgeview paramedics stated that since there were obvious signs of rigor mortis, life-saving efforts could be stopped. Ridgeview paramedics pronounced the time of death to be 1007 hours. 5. I then made contact with Sergeant Brunig, who had arrived on scene. Sergeant Brunig advised he would be making phone contact with investigations and the Midwest Medical Examiner's office. 6. At this time, I left the area to obtain statements from the 3 individuals that were on scene at the time. The 3 individuals were identified as Kirk Anthony Johnson, Marone Beckhuer, and Andrew Battison Kornfeld. 7. Deputy Horvath obtained a recorded statement from Johnson and I made contact with Beckhuer. I asked Beckhuer if she would be willing to give me a recorded statement in regards to what had happened today. Beckhuer stated she would. Beckhuer was very emotional and was crying when I made contact with her. Following is a summary of the statement with Beckhuer. 8. Beckhuer stated that she is Nelson's personal assistant. Beckhuer tated Johnson, Kornfeld, and she arrived at Paisley Park around 0900 hours on April 21, 2016 to check on Nelson. Beckhuer stated that she had not heard from Nelson and he was not responding to emails and text messages. Beckhuer stated the last contact anyone had with Nelson was at around 2000 hours on April 20, 2016. Beckhuer stated the last time she saw Nelson was at 1630 hours. Beckhuer stated she arrived at Paisley Park on April 20, 2016 to go with Nelson to a doctor's appointment that was scheduled. Beckhuer stated Nelson told her that she was not needed and she left. Beckhuer stated the reason Nelson was going to the doctor was because he was not feeling well. It was at this point that one of the paramedics came and explained that they were leaving and discussed viewing Nelson too in the room. Beckhuer again became emotional and was hard to understand while speaking with her. 9. Beckhuer stated she arrived along with Johnson and Kornfeld at around 0900 hours to check on Nelson. Beckhuer stated Nelson was found in the elevator while they were looking for him. Beckhuer stated she did not know of any medical problems that Nelson had and had no known medical history. I explained how the rest of the process would work with Beckhuer and asked if there was anything else she wanted to add to the statement. Beckhuer stated she did not have anything further to add and I ended the recording. 10. I then made contact with Kornfeld. I asked Kornfeld if he would be willing to talk to me about what he knew about the incident. Kornfeld stated he would. I activated my digital recorder again. The following is a summary of the recording with Kornfeld. 11. I identified Kornfeld and expressed my condolences to Kornfeld. I asked Kornfeld how he knew Nelson. Kornfeld stated that he did not know Nelson. Kornfeld stated he was brought in to help with Nelson's medical issues and some options for getting assistance. Kornfeld stated his father, who was identified as Howard Kornfeld, no further information, had a clinic in California. Kornfeld stated his father's clinic was asked on April 20, 2016 to come and meet with Nelson. Kornfeld stated he took a red-eye plane to Minnesota from California during the late night of 04/20-04/21. 12. Kornfeld stated he arrived in Minnesota and got a hotel room in Chanhassen. Kornfeld stated he met with Johnson and Beckhuer during the morning hours of April 21, 2016. While he was speaking with Johnson and Beckhuer, they mentioned that it was very normal to not check on Nelson for a while. Kornfeld stated he advised that they should attempt to make contact with Nelson. Kornfeld stated they arrived at Paisley Park at about 0915 hours. Kornfeld stated he was in another room at the residence, while Johnson and Beckhuer went to go check on Nelson. Kornfeld stated he heard a scream and came into the area of the elevator. Kornfeld stated he called 911 and checked Nelson. Kornfeld stated he decided not to start CPR as he noted signs of rigor mortis. 13. I asked Kornfeld if he knew any medical conditions or history of Nelson. Kornfeld stated he did not know any further information about Nelson. Kornfeld stated he was just there to explain the medical office's program, and if Nelson wanted to go with him, they would return to California. I advised Kornfeld on what would be happening next and ended the recording. Both of the recordings were later downloaded to a CD at the Chanhassen district office and secured into evidence. 14. After obtaining the statements, I assisted with scene security. It was also at this time that Carver County investigators arrived on scene. I was then asked to go with a Carver County investigator Nucci and attempt to complete the death notification with Nelson's sister in Minneapolis. Nelson's sister was identified as Tyka Eve Nelson. I cleared the scene, and had begun to drive to Minneapolis. I was soon contacted by phone that Tyka had been notified and I could return to Chanhassen. When I returned to the scene, I assisted with traffic/crowd control around Paisley Park and did not go back into the residence. I also provided Deputy Horvath a break from approximately 1,125 hours until 1,200 hours. Deputy Horvath was responsible for the crime scene log at the main gate into Paisley Park. See Deputy Horvath's report for further information. 15. I stayed on scene and assisted with crowd/traffic control until 2,000 hours. End of report. Deputy Adam Hastings, number 836. Carver County Sheriff's Office Follow-up Report. Date of this report, April 23, 2016. Details. 1. On April 21, 16 at 0943 hours, Deputies Horvath and Hastings along with a Ridgeview ambulance and Chanhassen Fire/Rescue were dispatched to Paisley Park on a report of male down who was not breathing. Paisley Park is located at 7801 Audubon Road in the city of Chanhassen. I, Sergeant Brunig, responded also to assist. 2. Deputy Horvath, Deputy Hastings, Chanhassen CSO Sanchez, members of the Chanhassen Fire Department, and 2 Ridgeview paramedics arrived on scene before I did. When I arrived, I entered the building through the main entrance on the north side. I noted 3 adults in the lobby on the first floor. I continued to an elevator that's to the right, just past the lobby. On the floor outside of the elevator, I observed an adult male lying on his side on top of a crumpled rug. The male was dressed in pants, socks, no shoes, and some type of shirt. The male was later identified as Prince Rogers Nelson. I spoke to Chanhassen Fire Chief Johnson, Chief 1, who was one of the first responders to arrive. Chief Johnson told me Nelson was still in the elevator when he arrived. Chief Johnson said he could not detect a pulse on Nelson, but believed he was still warm to the touch. Chief Johnson said he then dragged Nelson out of the elevator and initiated CPR. 3. I then spoke to one of the paramedics on the scene. The paramedic told me that he observed signs of rigor mortis on Nelson's body which indicated he had not died recently. The paramedic said they used a heart monitor to check for indications of a heart rhythm. The reading was asystole, flat line. The paramedic then called med control at the Ridgeview Medical Center to consult with emergency room staff. It was after that when the paramedics advised that Nelson was pronounced deceased at 1,007 hours. The paramedics spoke to the 3 people in the lobby and then cleared from the scene. 4. Chief Johnson wanted to rule out the possibility of there being dangerous levels of carbon dioxide in the building. Chief Johnson said one of his firefighters had used a monitor and advised that carbon dioxide levels in the building were safe. Chief Johnson wanted to check the carbon dioxide levels in the parking garage. I had Deputy Horvath accompany Chief Johnson to the parking garage. They returned a few minutes later and Chief Johnson advised the carbon dioxide levels in the parking garage were safe. All members of the Chanhassen Fire Department then cleared from the scene. 5. I stayed near the body to protect the scene. I instructed Deputies Horvath and Hastings to take initial statements from the people in the lobby and to record them. I then contacted my immediate supervisor, Lieutenant Kittleson. I advised Lieutenant Kittleson of the situation and requested that he respond to the scene. I then contacted Detective Sergeant Meyer and advised him of the situation. Detective Sergeant Meyer said he would be responding with a team of detectives. I then requested that dispatch advise the medical examiner. I received a phone call a short time later from a medical examiner investigator. She said she would be responding to the scene after consulting with the pathologist. When Deputy Horvath was done taking initial statements from people in the lobby, I directed him to the entrance of the parking lot on the property and told him to start a crime scene log. 6. When Detective Sergeant Meyer arrived on scene, he asked that I join him and other law enforcement officers in doing a protective sweep of the property. The purpose of this is to find out if anyone else is on the property and to ensure that the scene is safe. An adult male by the name of Kirk accompanied us during the protective sweep. Kirk is a high-level staffer who was close to Nelson and had keys for the property. 7. While we were on the second floor of the building during the protective sweep, we noticed a black-colored glove and a black-colored garment, which appeared to be a jacket, lying in the hallway. Kirk was asked if that seemed normal. Kirk replied it was not normal and for that reason, he didn't touch it. I did not observe anyone or anything suspicious during the rest of the protective sweep of the interior of the building. Detective Sergeant Meyer and I then did a protective sweep of the area around the outside of the building. I did not observe anything suspicious. 8. During the remainder of my time on the scene, I assisted with interior scene security, assisted in guiding Hennepin County Sheriff's Office crime scene deputies to various parts of the building, and I left the scene twice for periods of time to get supplies needed at the scene. I completely cleared from the scene at approximately 1,645 hours. End of report. Sergeant J. Brunig, number 822.